Well, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Let's just check the stream quality. Everything looks fine. Yeah, good to see. Quite late this one. My apologies for that. A little bit random. I have to kind of fit in around family stuff. How's everyone doing? Scaffles, good evening to you. How are you, Lewis? You keeping well? Having a lovely weekend? Not getting too damp wherever you are. Down in Berkshire, it's absolutely been hoofing it down. So number 2 offspring did the right thing by running out into it. Just swearing in her own sort of way. Twitch link on Discord didn't give the proper link. Well, yeah, I see your point. Gah. Thanks, Lewis. I'll get it right one day. I like to think of it as sort of like a little bit like ragtag and unpolished. And Peter's over on YouTube. Good evening, Casual Duckton. Waiting for a build since the shadow of the custom unlit shader and not showing up. Oh no. I hate stuff like that. Oh dear. Yeah, I feel for you, mate. I really do. Lewis, it's been soaking the last few days. I'm hoping it gets sunnier when I go to a festival next week. Would it be rude to ask which festival you'll be attending, dear chap? Is it one I've heard of, possibly? It's not Download, is it? Because I've certainly heard of that one. Oh, right. Oh, where was I? I think I was testing things in here. Oh, it is Download. Oh, well, have a wonderful time. It's a fantastic one. Casual Dutchman says, I changed Europy to Ford Plus, which required a completely new custom lighting shader script, which was fun. Spot of sarcasm there, sir. Just a touch. Also new keywords and such a pain. Ah, yes. The new URP has a couple of other modes, does it not, Peter? I think it has, isn't there a deferred plus as well? I'm yet to play with those. I've got to get the demo out. if I mess with too much without getting the demo out, yeah, it's not good. Lewis says last year at Download was Mudload. Mudload is a great name for a band. Probably late new metal, early noughties. Great name. I hope you have a fantastic time. I love Download. It's brilliant. Ever since Ozfest stopped, it's been the go-to. Reading, which is our local festival, it's a little one. It's become very poppy, which is great for the kids, but it's not my cup of tea. Unless the weird ones, although I could spend my time at the weird, you know, the weird stages, where we saw one band which was sort of folk metal, where half their set was literally folk, and then half of it was metal. It was halfway through a song they just switch. Twitch is doing my head in with adverts, switching to YouTube. Well, fair play. Also, you know, Peter's in here. Also, some new keyword. Yeah, but it breaks too much for me to try. Python user. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Python user. Can't stay long though. Have fun. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for the lurk. Much appreciated. Bloodstock is a heavier one near me, but I've never been. Bloodstock, also good fun. So over here on the Clomper, I've been messing with the algorithm. I've never been to Bloodstock. Weirdly, most of my favourite bands go to Bloodstock. But I've never been. Trickier now we got nippers anyway. Right, so the issue that I was having, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to describe this properly. But let's give it a go. So the issue that I was having, talk amongst yourselves if I go quiet, because I just can't remember exactly what it was. So you have two kinds of station here inside the Clomper. You have things like the lovely map here. The map takes a certain amount of steam. It doesn't need any more than a certain amount. It takes amount, let's say 20, which is actually what it's set to. So the boiler over here, it provides, I know I've got single numbers on here, but they're actually tens. So actually you can provide up to 100. And at the moment it's providing 40, which is the little arrow, and it's taking only just below 20, which is 20, which is how much this one's using. If I put the Steam UI on, this does slow things down a touch. But you can see here, the potential is 40. There is 40 available, but only 20 is consumed, which means there's a bit left over. Lovely. So the unused is 20, and so the heat that's building up will be building up at a rate of 20, which isn't very much. It will slowly increase, but it won't get all the way high up. And that's working. That's working. So, popping over to chat, see if I've lost anyone already. Casual Dutchman, can you explain the Steam algorithm to me? The Steam with a capital S. I want more wish lists. I think just keep producing the beautiful graphics and over again and repeating yourself. Actually, repeating yourself works really well. Scareful says, we are the rubber ducks. Explain your issues and you'll work it out. I kind of did figure it out, but I was quite upset that I didn't spot it earlier. So this is the thing as it's working as it should. This is the first kind of station. There's a few others that are like this. The con here in the middle, that takes a certain amount of steam. Periscope, that takes a certain amount of steam. I've got the T-boiler in there, that takes a certain amount of steam. Lift as well, down there, and the grabber. They all take a minimum amount of steam, and then after that, they don't need any more. So what the boiler does is if I connect two of these together, and this is where you can all laugh at me not being able to play my game very well, because there we go, because I'm not actually very skilled. Oh, that's it. Well, that's, oh, hang on a minute. Why is there steam coming out of there? Okay, so the reason I'm surprised is that the steam is coming out of the boiler down there, which is getting hotter. It will blow up at some point on this stream, I'm sure of it. Is it still getting hotter? No, but there is one thing it's not doing, and that is not shaking at all. And it should be shaking. Let me just make a note. I might have switched that off while I was rebuilding the algorithm because it's quite difficult to see what's going on. So I'm just popping over here. I've got a big old list of things. Boilers need to shake. Shaky, shaky. I've slapped it all on this one ticket because it was behaving oddly. Okay, so that should shake. I think that's probably just something I switched off. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Just pretend the boiler is shaking. In fact, rather than pretending the boiler's shaking, if you could just get your monitor, give it a bit of a shake, and then, you know, you can pretend, join in with the game. So what should happen is the steam comes down this pipe into here, this gobbles as much as it needs, and then that's it. It should not be coming out the other side. So you've got this weird situation where it is. Okay, well I'm going to use this steam jet to try and put some pipes up there, because you can't put pipes in the top one unless you're a bit closer to it. So normally I nerd pole up, but I'm going to actually use the steam to get me up there. Oh, no, not quite. Did I come off the top? Let's try again. If I jump in, it will push me up initially. I don't think it will keep pushing me though. Oh, it was the wrong type of pipe. Now I've got a really bad one. Okay, so now I'm going to have to try and delete that one. Oh dear. Well, there. Got it right. Now, if we select the right one and don't hit the scroll wheel, Rob, because that would be pointless. Oh, let's try again. No. Right. Okay. This is war now. Just trying to connect the con up. That's all I want to do. I'm not even trying to demonstrate this. Fine. I put a valve in the way, so the valve here will stop it. See, its resistance is 100. Resistance, of course, it is futile. True fact. So we come in here, stick a pipe on, and then I can bring this one down. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show what would happen if if I link these two up eventually. Well, that's not low enough, is it? Is this low enough? Lovely. No, that's not close enough. One more over. Building pipes on the floor level is actually not a great idea, because what happens is when you're in a panic and you're running stuff around, you're constantly getting caught jumping on these pipes, and it's much better to have everything away from the floor. Pretty much every game I've played, it's been better that way. Right, so now this bit always worked. Okay, this was the bit that worked fine. But I need to explain this bit before I show the bit that doesn't work. So the boiler is producing 40. There we go. So it's producing 40. And it's also 40 is being consumed. 20 by the map, 20 by the con. I'm going to fiddle with the numbers, but I've got them all set to 20 at the moment, just to make life easier. Cool, so that works out quite well. And so far, we're all good. And you can all imagine, quite easy, how you would do that. So take a boiler, and then you find all the machines it's connected to, and you go, right, what do you need? You need 20. Okay, what do you need? You need 20. Right, you can have 20 each. And there's a priority order as well. So some machines like these are more important than others. And at the moment, the tea boiler is down the priority list, but that's probably going to get sorted out. So if I starve these two machines by setting it to 30, now there's not enough to power both. So one of them will have gone off. The map's gone off and the con has stayed on. The reason for that is that the con is slightly more important than the map from the perspective of, you know, actually trying to play the game. Right. Oh, Titan, you caught a stream. Well done. Normally you've been napping. Well, I'm sorry if I've disturbed your nap with pings and things, Pizza. It's lovely to see you. Well done for catching the stream. I'm sorry it's so late. For all of my European chums, I do promise I'll try and do earlier in an evening at some point. It's that I really am still trying to weave around family needs. Largely works, but it means I start a bit late. Right. So this is now still working. This is fine. So there's only 30 coming out of the boiler. There's only 28 making it to the con there, because these pipes lose a little bit of steam all the way. So the con noms, that takes the steam that it needs. But this one here, it could have 30, but only 10 is available because the con is stealing it, and then it's consuming that 10. But it needs 20. It needs 20, which is why the steam ball here is only half full. This is all working perfectly. However, the legs don't work like anything else. And also, joining up that leg is a pain, the way that I've done this. Because, okay, see if I can get a leg. No, see, that's not a thing. Right, joining up this leg is going to be a real pain because of the way I've built this. Can I fake it until I make it? I'm going to turn off the boiler, because otherwise I'm just going to be fighting with the steam. It's another top tip. If you have steam coming out of the boiler, it's actually a bit of a pain. I wonder if I can just use switches. This is not a good use of switches. They are very expensive. But that's fine. Let's have it go like that. And that should... I know that's horrendous. These are expensive. Look, they're 65, whereas Ben's are only 15. So that's horrendous. It's fine. Should work. The steam and the switches and so forth, I don't have a problem with that. That works. It's how machines share the steam. Okay, so let's put some steam on. And let's set it up so there's a little bit. Okay, cool, that is working. I was just watching the needles to make sure it was working. So now we've got, how much did I set it to? 60, 70, something like that. So it's set to 60 or 6. I did want to put the bigger numbers on, but if it's only visible if you're really up close. I want it to be visible about here, which it is if you're on a... I know it's difficult to see on the stream, but on a monitor, it's all good. 65. What's the currency? The currency is scrap. That's it. Oh, time management needed for streaming is beyond me. I don't think I could do it. It's one of those things that if you can get yourself set up quickly, if you know what you need to turn on and what to switch up, so you just sort of pressing the buttons and then you just start doing stuff and talking to yourself, which some of us do anyway, then it's not too bad. But yeah, finding time around family is tricky. That's the difficult bit. And there will be a pause in probably about 15 minutes while I say goodnight for 2 minutes. It's very quick. Anyway, this horrible leaky disaster here is actually working correctly. So if I go back to what we're putting out, so we're putting out at the moment probably, what is that, 60? Lovely. So 60 is running down these pipes. It's going all the way through these pipes. And it's linked up to the map, which still wants, it only wants 20, which is fine. And the con here, it only wants 20. Fantastic. So the con and the map are both powered up. You can tell the con's powered up because these dials are visible. And we're also turning. Of course we are. That makes sense. And then once all the machines like these are use up their steam, then the legs round the edge here, there are 6 of them, because it's a bug. I'll prove it to you. There he is. Come on round. Come on. Round you come. This is another horrendous map that is generated. So then the legs get powered after. Now I know it's slightly kind of, don't worry about how the others are moving. It shares the steam, honest. So so this takes all of the rest, and that was the bit that was broken. And the reason that it was broken is because what I tried to do is I tried to say, in the simple case, you've got one boiler that's powering a load of stuff. But in a slightly more complicated case, you can join all of this together. So you can have 2 boilers running. And let's reduce this one down. So the 2 boilers now are sharing their steam. So these 2 boilers are now kind of added together. But they still need to share the steam correctly. And I also wanted to make sure that they shared their output. So if this one's at 40 and this one's at 30, you kind of want this one to be sharing a bit more than this one, so that this one doesn't get hot quickly, or this one doesn't get hot quickly. So you don't want this to get hot quickly, but you do want them to get hot at roughly the same time, because they're sharing the load. If the boilers are sharing the load, you want them to share their steam together across these things. And as I have it now, that works fine. But what I had before is that these legs would have a maximum. So then you have this bizarre case where you've got an interdependency, where you have all of the machines going, oh, actually, I need 20, you need 60, you need 30, you need 40. Okay, so who needs what? Right, we've all got this. Right, the boilers. Right, machine 1, you're connected to that boiler, but not that boiler. You're connected to this boiler and that boiler, and you end up with this graph network thing. And the graph network is difficult to actually fix because because they're all interdependent and you can't start in a single place. So what you then need is a linear regression algorithm, and that's the point where I went, no, I've gone far too complicated. So now in this case, a leg, it's got a maximum of 60, which I need to know so I can calculate speeds and things, but it will just pretend to gobble up all of the steam that comes out. It doesn't really throw any, it throws extra steam away, which is fine. It's a slight simplification, but it's fine. It does. My aim is to make it do something from the sensible, from the point of view of the players, and that's kind of the problem that I had. I was trying to make this algorithm work, which was really like a learning algorithm. It was a linear regression. I had to go round. I would have had to go round and round a loop, going, oh, you need a bit now. You need a bit now. Oh, you don't need that much. You need a bit more. You can have the bit from there. Oh, you want that bit, and that kind of sharing was really complicated and kind of unnecessary, because you couldn't really see the benefits of it when you're actually wandering around the Clomper. So I ended up with a simpler one. So we go. Pete has a question, everybody. Yes, sir. Can you overclock the legs and other items? Now, you can the legs. So the legs have a maximum speed, and to demonstrate that, I'm going to clear the pipe using my magical clear pipe, and then I'm going to load in my standard. And I'm getting bugs down there, but they're not me, I promise. Let's take the UI off. New. So the legs can be as powered as you possibly can. So the best way to show this actually is all the boilers now. So what I've got in this particular setup is all the boilers are joined together. This is not a great way of laying out your pipes. You will find that it's very hard to repair this or move things around because you're constantly running in. This is nearly all the best layouts are ones where the pipes are away from the floor. So if you've got stuff coming up here, ooh, I do have some lag spikes that are a bit weird. I'm not sure if it's the IDE or the build just yet. But if you have stuff coming up on the lift here and you're trying to get it to the grinder, having pipes in the way is not great. But what I do like about this particular layout is you can be standing here and you can actually drive the Clomper using these switches here. But you'll find your own layouts how you want to make them, and I need to make more pipe shapes, so days are coming. Days are coming. Alright, so overclocking. If I turn up all of the boilers to maximum, dials will start flashing. I'm glad that's still working. That's a thing I was going to test this evening. So I'm going to turn them all up to max. Now at the moment we're not using anywhere near all the pressure, so because we've only got a couple of machines turned on, and I think most of them are off. We've only really got the con on, and you can see the heat's building up over here on the right hand side. All those needles are moving. Oh, but if you start the legs going, let's actually get some movement going on here. Then the legs will turn all of will eat all of that steam. So we're now moving at full speed, which is probably because we shouldn't be moving. Oh, we are moving. Oh, because I've got it set to moving. It's not turning. It's fine. So so you've got a top speed of 12, and that is pretty much you can get to that if you turn everything off but the legs. Now, turning everything off but the legs is somewhat dangerous because you can't see where you're going. You need to be able to see where you're going. So that's how you overclock things. You can get things to go really almost up into the red if you switch everything off. And at the moment I'm just turning on the spot. But you can see that inside here it's starting to turn a bit orange and all the boilers are getting excited. They're not shaking. We'll fix that in a minute. They should be shaking. That is something I've definitely broken with the algorithm changes. But the heat should be leveling out, because the heat only builds up if you've got steam that you're not using. So if I would, but it is getting warm in here. You can see the fog in the distance right down the other end of the Clomper is getting thicker. And yeah, I know, Bernie, it's fine. Do you want to go and have a sit down? Let's see if I can get him into the chair. Oh, oh, is he sitting? Oh, that would probably count as sitting because I think he touched the collider. But let's pop him down in the chair. There you go, mate. You sit there. Yeah, the boilers are getting quite upset over here. They're getting hot. But they probably won't go bang because I'm using all the steam that I'm producing. So this is showing me that I'm producing a lot. But they're not flashing on the heat yet, so that's good. That's working as expected. We are turning rather quickly. You can see that in the map. Might have to turn the map reflectivity down a little bit because it's a bit bright, isn't it? What do you think? It looks bright to me. And we're turning rather fast. I wouldn't normally suggest turning particularly quickly. But then if I try and head off in a straight line which isn't into a crevasse, which is, if I went in a straight line right now, I'd go straight into that black crevasse. It's not what you want. There we go. The thing is with this is that it never looks like it's turning particularly fast. Okay, that'll do. Let's go forward at that. Off we go. So now we should be going at about 12. And then if I turn off the map, if I just unlink it, well, then now we're going just over 12. And if I turn off the con, you won't be able to see this, but we would be going faster than 12. Now if I turn off the legs completely, the heat will, oh, getting those light lag spikes again. I wonder if my new algorithm's a bit spiky. See, the heat builds up. This is good because this was one of the things I needed to test this evening. And then once it's built all the way up, because I've got them all running at full power, at this point you should be running down there, you should be turning down all your boilers, calming everything down, having a chill, collecting yourself, working out how you want to make your pipes, or you just make them all go bang. I've got the sound off, good, I'm not making anyone deaf, I can't hear it. There we go. And the boilers all go bang. And that's because we're producing all this steam, we're not using it. And that's really the core mechanic. And that's what was broken. So, look at all these dudes. Oh, another one. It's one more boiler, I think. Is there one more? Should be one more to go. And when the other boiler goes, then everything switches off. Oh, actually, are we now using enough steam? That one's off. This one's still... That one's off. That one's dead. That one's dead. Oh, they're all dead. Yeah, so the steam should be coming down. Oh, that's interesting. All the boilers have gone bang. Have they all gone bang? That one's dead. That one's dead. That one's dead. Huh. That one's dead. And yet, we've still got power to the con. That's curious. How have we got power to that? 0, 0. Oh. Ah. Available 394? Did that not... Something's not being reset. That's what that is. What's this gone? It's about... Yeah. Something didn't get reset. I wonder if the steam algorithm is not being called after something explodes. After damage. I might have broken that as well. I've changed some things. I changed, most of all, how it was organised. How the code was organised. Run algo after damage? No, destroyed, broken. Broken station. We can check that one. That one's quite easy to check. Right, I'm not going to do the auditing of steam pressure tonight, because that needs more brain than I have. I don't have much. So, yes, the map's brightness is a bit overwhelming. I completely agree with you. I think it's the light that I've got hovering over it, Pizza, if I'm honest. Let me just... let's just say goodbye to that person. And... oh, what's that doing? I want to say... Bam, goodbye. Yeah, so it is overwhelming. So it is easy to navigate with, but if I just reset ish, I think at the moment it's easy to navigate certain things with, but you have to be watching it really carefully. I think where it becomes a problem is where it's not good is if you're trying to pick stuff up, or if something looks a little bit scary in the world. Why are you reloading the domain? I've not changed anything. Just restarted. Still getting all these VFX Manager errors. That I'm not going to look into those until I've updated Unity, because I'm not running on quite the latest minor version. So if I just load in my Magic Pipe network, which is very good. So if I look at the map here now, I can detect a few things about this. Actually, if we come in, we'll get a bit close. Right. So I'm not sure if you can see my mouse pointer, but this one here is telling me that that is probably a ramp. And that is only because these are all nice and flat, which tell me it's a hill. But that's only because I've got really basic environment at the moment. As soon as I do the more kind of curiously complicated environment, then it won't be so simple. So you won't be able to see the ramp as easily. But even saying that, if I take off follow, oh, actually it's going to the scene. Let's go into the scene and let's select the Clomper, the proxy itself. Right, I might have to pause just for a moment. I'll be right back. I'm just going to say no to a small person. One moment, please. And I'm back. So I was just talking about the proxies. If we go to the proxy and we go here. So if we look at the world as it is, so it's all very flat. Now if you imagine that this is all a bit bumpy, and actually this is a really good example, because if I was to go, if I show you the map as well, and if we go on this side, we go back to the map. Actually, we'll go into here. Oh, I turned the camera speed up. Yeah, there are issues with this version of Unity. I'll have to sort that out. Now, looking at the map compared to reality, if we just orient the camera in the same way on this side, you can see that this bit here is definitely the ramp. This ramp here is this bit here. But the ramp here, you can't see it on the map. So you can't tell too much, but you can tell quite a lot. And if I were to turn the Clomper ever so gently, oh blimey, the lighting has gone funny, isn't it? That's the camera settings on the photo mode camera. But if I were to, yeah, it's because I updated the URP render pipeline, so I would have got some of the lighting settings wrong. So if I move a little bit and then stop, you can see now everything's at a bit of an angle, but now you can see that there are two ramps there. So if you're paying attention, you can use it to navigate with, but you sometimes need to look outside. And the reason is you can see all the scrap, these black dots are scrap, and you've got the conveyor belts, and the conveyor belts don't appear on the map. And there'll be other things like that that don't appear. So you've got to kind of plan your route with the map, go and have a look, make sure it's safe, come back to the map, and then you can largely do it on the map. So if you're single player, that works fine. If there's two of you, generally everything is a little bit easier. Well, as long as you're communicating with each other. I mean, if you've had a fight and you're not talking anymore, then yeah, things are going to continue to be tricky for you, I think. Super. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, this map is a bit terrifyingly bright. Let's give myself a note in a different ticket to reduce the map brightness. I think it's just it's the light above the map is just a little bit strong. Wood. So I'm doing all of my work here. It's going to be a blank issue in Clomper. Reduce the map brightness. I don't need to say anything about that. Assign it to me because I'm the only one working on it. It is a kind of it's an enhancement, and I'm going to create that one. Yeah. Whee! So that's somewhere in here. I don't know. Validate the cache. That's the most generic thing that that's not like me. I'm normally quite descriptive. Anyway, we're back over here with the oddly unused pressure. Right, so the boilers, they need to shake. So that's the next thing to do. It's all looking quite saturated too at the moment. I think I might have to reduce that a bit. That will be post-processing. Super. Okay, so we're going to pop into some code now and find out why the boiler is not shaking. So we're going to, it's the boiler class that we want. I think I've already got Visual Studio open. Yes, I do. I don't care anything about any of that nonsense. So I'm going to close all but this. There we go. Here we go inside the boiler class. And we're looking for something about shaking. Aha! The shake. How is this done? Oh, blimey. Is this done every update? I hope not. Set steam pressure. Oh, here we go. That'll be why. Yeah. Well, the reason it's not shaking is because it's not doing anything. Hello, Bit Gamey. Hello, Lee. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. First time chat, and I'm devilishly well. I won't lie. It's late, but I'm testing things that I've messed up. So I'm doing all right. I think it's lovely to see you. This is all a bit weird that it didn't run on. It only ran on the server. And then update steam pressure. What? But this is not in use anymore. This is not. None of this is a thing. None of this is a thing. So what this needs, oh good lord, there's a lot in this class. Ugh. Everything below can go in a separate boilerspite manager script. Yes, that'll be future me's problem. Okay, so update. A lot of this happens unnecessarily in the update, which is ever so slightly upsetting. Not too shabby, if truth be told. I'm glad you're not too shabby, just a little bit shabby. Is that, Lee? I mean, just a bit. And it is late for me. I mean, it's cocoa o'clock, I'll be honest. It's slippers, it's cocoa, it's Radio 4. It's just, that's where I should be right now. Mildly shabby. Over on YouTube, actually using internal WoW, I haven't really seen that in Unity. Yeah, I use it sporadically. Because I decided I wasn't going to split things up between different assemblies. It just didn't seem like I needed it. Does it really matter that much with Unity? No. What it matters is if you're going to package stuff up later, and you want to make sure when you're building things up, if you think, oh, this might be its own package, it helps to make a separate little assembly and then stuff all the code in there and make it internal so you don't accidentally use it from somewhere else. But it is public for only a single assembly, which in Unity is mostly your own. Absolutely. But it is only when you're making packages. Big Game says, that sounds perfect. I do like my slippers. Fantastic. I hope you have padded orthopedic slippers like I do, Lee. Because, you know, men of a certain age. I'm putting you in the same age bracket as me, and I've got no idea how old you are. I'm just going to assume you're in the youth, the youth that I have. Lovely to have you on. It sounds like some sort of retribution for all the nonsense I usually give you in your chat, Lee. Right. So the problem is that this mofo this is not being cracked. Now this is not necessary. Ooh, is that even a thing? I don't know why this method exists on a boiler. This is just quite weird. I wonder whether it is just a facet of it being old. But the producer is the new class. I have Steam producer. That's what I'm meant to do. The producer is the new class, and this is the one that does the work. And it does have access to its parent, but I don't really want to reach inside of it. Why has this got access to its producer? It shouldn't care. Has it? Oh, if it breaks. Fair enough. Oh, if it breaks and gets repaired. Okay. Yeah, okay. So some of this stuff, set grumble noise. My naming. Probably wouldn't be far off. I think we are of a similar era, Lee. From the jokes that we have shared, I think very similar age. Over on YouTube, Unity uses it, which angers me and my colleagues because you cannot use it yourself. Only Unity with Unity TT. Oh dear. Fair enough. I still cannot get over the people not using does not equals, but having the font change is that weird. That feature is called ligatures. Do ligatures upset you? Oh dear. Are there any other things? If I chose a cursive font, like a beautiful Comic Sans. In fact, I like to out myself for a thing that I did. I like to use PowerShell, and I use, as you can see here, I've got it set up with this Powerline stuff. This is how I use Git. It's not particularly good. I mean, oops, if I could type, it'd be better. But it's just a way of using Git. It nicely colours things, and you can do LS. And I've got all these extra. I'm using Posh is the name of the PowerShell libraries that I've got in. And it's nice. It shows you a lot of the file icons and colours. I like that. But what I did was to have fun with my team. Is I set up in terminal here. You can have lots of different types of PowerShell. I set up one that I called Pro User. I don't have it on this account, and it was a mustard background with sort of burgundy text in a cursive font. And once or twice I've used it when sort of explaining something, and yeah, it would be fair to say my team didn't notice or didn't mention it, or just thought that's just how he uses PowerShell. He has a mustard background with burgundy text normally. That's just how he rolls. Why don't I use GitHub Desktop? It's a very good question, Polycube, and it's very good. And I advise other people. In fact, I made a video on using GitHub and Unity, and in that video, I said use GitHub Desktop. I just use this because it's what I'm used to. I think that's a terrible answer. GitHub. If I'm looking at branching, I will go and find something else. But at work, most of the branching is very simple, so I don't really have a need to look at any complicated branching. Normally, yeah, even the most complicated branching situations at work, we don't really. You can normally keep it in your head. It's normally obvious. So I practice what I preach. That's quite right. I'm not, and it's lovely to see Jan's little face there. I don't practice what I preach. Over on YouTube, I know people that feel you can spot not easy enough. Yes, plus some other reasons. I mean, do false equals variable. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not equals is the only way. All other ways are evil. But that's all right. With age comes the command line interface. Quite right, Peter. I couldn't agree more. So this is fine. Look. True ligatures, it's beautiful. Look at that. It's done the replacement. It knows. Come on, we're all going to be coding with AI soon anyway. We're just going to be talking to the computer. Anyway, so the steam producer here, the boiler. The boiler needs to be the shake. The shake needs to be set up, and this is a nonsense because this does not get called. But when the steam is set, see, this is why I don't like about why I've got this set up. This is naughty. This is not good. The update method should not be doing all of this nonsense. Some of this stuff doesn't even use do-tween. Okay, that's not using d2. Yeah. Okay, some of this is naughty and needs to be changed in the future. But the thing is, I don't think any of it is actually causing any problems. But what is not great is that some of this, like set organs, excite the sprites, set the grumble noise. Fantastic name. Even if I do say to myself, update heat, all of this stuff here has to happen on the update. This one, oh, hello. This one here does not. This can move. Yeah, this can move down to the bottom because this is only called right, and it needs to be public. This is only called when the steam is updated because this is using do-tween. That's what you want. So whenever the steam is updated, or is it when the steam is updated? Yeah, it should be when the steam's updated. Because it works on the total potential pressure. Lovely. Oh, this could be in the wrong place, you know. So the total potential pressure, which could be passed in, might be better. And yeah, that's it. So it's only using that. So it's only when that changes. That's the only thing that works, and whether it's broken. Okay. That might be interesting. Well, when it gets broken, it should get called anyway. Because when it's broken, then the steam algorithm should run. Fine. That's okay. But I'm going to pass this in. It's going to be a float. Total potential pressure. That allows me to not need this anymore, which is very nice. And then I can call shaky shaky boiler from within the steam producer. Because there's only one kind of steam producer. But does it have a thing for when it set potential pressure? See, I've got nonsense written in there. I don't think it is nonsense. I think it's actually needed. And that's on the boiler. And the total potential pressure is the value there. Right. Well, shake boiler. Why can't you do that? Well, it's called parent. Fine, that does make sense. Right, let's see if that builds. It's happy. Yes, lovely. Let's see if it runs inside Unity. Now it should shake. Everything should shake shaky. First time chat. AIA. Hello there over on Twitch. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. I know, look, I'm doing the streaming thing, mate. Let's catch up with chat. Polycube. Now I do everything on the main one. The UI just makes it easier. Yes, absolutely. And if you're working on your own Polycube, there's absolutely no point using branches until you really need to, unless you want to experiment with something and you want to branch off. Then use them. Makes life a bit easier. But otherwise, you don't need it. Don't need it. If you're working in teams, it becomes really useful very quickly. Absolutely. Over on YouTube, no AI for you, Peter. Really? Well, I think what will happen is that you just won't get a choice. The tools you use will just end up having it built in, and you won't really know when you're using it and when you're not using it. Let's start up the dear old Clomper. Have it build up. That's how I think it's going to go. You can say switch it all off, but I think you just won't know. It'll be like IntelliSense. Just start filling things in. So it's upsetting, but it's where we're being pushed. Peter says, I had an enum with values bad, neutral and good. I used an AI to fill a switch statement for you, added things like better, worst, best, which weren't even part of the enum. That's beautiful. Lewis says, oh, AI, my company wants us to use it more. We don't know what we'll do with it, but we have a name we want to call it when it eventually happens. Yeah, I mean, it's just a new person to blame. Usually the people that I blame is me 6 months ago. So whoever that fool is, that is me 6 months ago, all of the problems in the code base are theirs. And so, yeah, or absolute disaster zone. However, now we're going to be able to blame... well, this is not working. Now we're going to be able to blame... they're not shaking, are they? We're going to be able to blame AIA. Or AI. Or AIA. I didn't mean to blame you there, I can actually now, I've decided. I can't wait until we can focus on what the tools do again and not just tack on AI as a buzzword for investors. Yes. Yeah. Although, secretly, I have an actual PhD in AI and am doing some stuff, but not like anyone will ever see it. So over on YouTube, just using what the ID gives me. Yes, well, that's quite right. I love how you build in VS first, even though you could just go through Unity, and Unity will tell you if it doesn't compile. Why do two things if you do it once? Because the domain load is slow, Peter, and if I know it's C#, then I know it's going to be fast. Right, these horrors. Jimmy Byberg. Hello from the UK. Hello, Sweden. Oh, now I sound like Eurovision. Hello, Sweden. How many points would you give my inability to fix this particular bug in about an hour of streaming? Would you give me 0 point? Probably. Lewis, poor old AIA. You know, I don't think we should pander to him, in all honesty. No one knows what he looks like. He knows this. Why will no one see it? Why will no one see my research? Because no one's been looking at it so far. My algorithms aren't supervised learning. They're not deep learning. They're not large language models. There's no sorts of aggressive neural networks in there. There's none of that stuff. It's not even supervised learning. It is unsupervised learning, which is kind of the weird Wild West self-organizing maps and the like. And my research stuff kind of gets used in places that sign NDAs, and my work stuff will be very simplistic AI. That will be supervised learning. Jimmy, 12 points go to the UK. Well, that's very kind of you. I'm not sure it's entirely deserved, but that's very kind. You flatter me. I love Scandinavians. True fact. I used to work for a Scandinavian company. Bloody loved it. Skeffel says he's a chess piece. That's quite right. He is a chess piece. I'm pretty sure AI is identifies as male, so I think we're he him with AIA. But yeah, chess piece. I like to think he is the king of our hearts. There you go. This isn't shaking though. So clearly this potential pressure isn't being called on the producers, which is fine. So what this needs to do now, so I can't do it that way. I think my comment from before is correct. So if I just wind this back, I think this is all nonsense. I think all of this is here because the producer has a steam port. So this is here because of the steam algorithm. But the boiler is the one thing that doesn't quite use it. So this is wrong. I'm breaking, for those who are solid fans, I'm breaking Liskov here because this is have a behaviour that it cannot fulfil, which is quite right. It shouldn't. You can't clear the steam pressure on a boiler. You set it using a handle. Handle? A handle. It's not late. I promise. You set it using a handle, so you can't clear it. You can only reduce the handle or break it. And you can't set the potential pressure this way either. That's what the handle is for. And in fact, the pressure that you get off it is from the handle. So these three methods don't make any sense at all. But because it has to implement this for the steam algorithm to work, it's not great. I need to rethink this a little bit. But I'm not messing with the steam algorithm again. I will go properly nuts if I were to do that. So anyway, it says you're a unicorn, not a horse. But isn't a unicorn a sort of horse? Have we got any Scots in the chat? Because the unicorn is the Scottish national animal, and I think they would know, don't you? They would know if it's just a horse with like a cone stuck on their head. I'm sticking with that. Right, so the boiler. Now, there is a way. I do have an event that's fired. Oh, hello. Let's close everything off. I do have an event that's fired whenever the steam algorithm runs. And I'm sort of surprised that this doesn't connect on... Well, I don't know. All of this code is older than that event, to be fair. So I could just latch onto the event and go, right, steam algorithm's finished. Do your stuff. And actually, things like setting the indicator ball would be better in there, but I'm not messing with the stuff that just works. I'm messing with the stuff that doesn't work. So we're going to need a couple more methods. We're going to need some on-enable jazz, and we're going to need some private on disable. You notice I don't actually have GitHub Copilot on this machine at the moment, which there's no reason why I shouldn't. But it's just at work when I use it, it sometimes suggests things that are weird and that slows me down a touch. Not that I know what I'm doing particularly at work, but it's more just like, well, why have you suggested I do that? That's just weird. Right, okay, so we're going to, on disable. So we're going to say on steam pressure algorithm update. That's probably too wordy. What? No. Don't change it for that. I know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to say the event was probably on the Clomper, and it's in. We have steam pressure algorithm. Lovely. On steam updated. There we go. Steam pressure update. There we go. You know, I should be calling that steam pressure. That's naughty of me. And we assign it there. We take it away there, which shouldn't happen until things go, and then we want to make things jiggle and shake, so that's shake boiler. There's only one thing in there, but the reason you could just make shake boiler go there. I have to put the producer total producer, there we go, total potential pressure. I could of course just take this and stick it on there, but I know that some of these will one day move their life into this, so I'm just going to leave that. And yes, I know I could reduce things down, but this actually makes me a bit upset when it's things that I know enable and disable more stuff likely to go in there. Let's just pop over. I don't think I'm going to get any build errors off that. Let's pop over. If that's the case, the people who live in Ireland are British. Some of them are. So you have Northern Ireland, where they're very much British, until they vote otherwise, but the rest of Ireland are not. I always assume you're hyper efficient, so I'm excited to see you stream. Don't think I'm going to be hyper efficient at 10:30 at night. It's been a long day. Right, that's lovely. That's working. Let's pop into here. But I have been coding for a very, very long time. An upsettingly long time. Pizza asks, I love the fact you're called Titan Lord of Pizza. I'd love to know, where did you pick that nickname from? I'd be fascinated. Is this Steam stuff related to networking or something else? No, the Steam is the Steam that comes out of here. Oh, I just clicked off the window. It's the Steam. So the Steam networking Steam, I can't really test when it's inside the IDE. It's not too much of a problem, but I usually want to run a server and a client at the same time, and having Steam running is not great. I need another person on another computer, which could be my daughter's computer. Yeah, I need a second computer to really run the Steam. Now, I'm just talking about this stuff that's coming out the end. So it's shaking. I fixed something. Does it change shape if I make it go more? Here we go. Now it's shaking like absolute billio, and then it calms down again. That's good stuff. Oh, I'm glad that event still works. So at least I haven't broken that this evening. Alright, now come and see the extremely inefficient way in which I'm going to commit this. So, why is it always this? So the two things I've got in here are the boiler, that's the thing I've just changed, that's the event, and also the user layout. I know it's weird to keep this in Git, but I quite like it because when I finish something, if I get it out clean, everything's set up how I last wanted it. So the piece of work that I'm doing at the moment is this: Steam algorithm behaves oddly with unused pressure. So I'm gonna add all that. Oh, I've already added it in. I've already added it, and I'm going to commit it. I'm going to say, now the thing I do is I'm going to write why I've done this, and it's all about the boiler shake needs to occur on the Steam algo update. Not a big fan of shortening words, but I use the word algo a lot, and I'm going to put for 801. So you see, hash 801 is this particular issue up on GitHub, and if I do that and then I push that, then momentarily you'll be able to see it up on here, and it will just pop itself on the list. Boiler shake, it's very, very small, but you'll have to trust me, boiler shake needs to occur on the Steam algo update. So you can see all of the different things that I've done with 801 right there. I'm going to leave it a bit larger actually, because that's easier for me to read. I've got old. I don't know what happened. Manisha, hello, it's lovely to see you. Welcome on board. How are you doing? It's lovely to have you on. God, it's great to have you on the stream. Let's pop over to YouTube for a second. Shake it to the max. Yes, we are shaking it to the max. Thank you, Lewis. That's exactly what's happened. Pizza. Oh, the nickname. It's related to how much pizza I eat and my slight fascination with Greek mythology. Well, it's wonderful. And as one of my regular commenters on my YouTube videos, I very much appreciate it. So, the boilers need to shake. Shaking. And you're doing wonderful, Manisha. That's wonderful. How's it going over here? I am fixing bugs. I changed my core mechanic and I broke a lot of things when I did it. I'll be honest, possibly changed too much. And yeah, it's not great in all honesty. But I've got it back again. But I went backwards for 2 weeks. Happens to us all. Anyway, I found him first, Manisha. Yes, that I don't want you all to fight. Please, children, do not fight. So, I have no idea that any of you are my children, which is very strange. The chance of my children hanging out in chat is or close to zero. Okay, so the next problem that I had is running the algorithm after a broken station. Oh yes, actually, if I clear the pipes. For those of you who are new game devs, I recommend always putting in, there are two things that I recommend you putting in. First one is a console. This is one I wrote my own, and it's awful. Don't do that. Get an asset. But the Quartz, I think, is one. Is that the name of one? You can get assets for commands, but it allows you to shortcut things. So, for example, right now, I could sit here and I could go pipe, 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 and build up a whole pipe network. Sometimes I need to do that. Or I could just load a whole lot in, like I've loaded a save game. And just 100 different ways in which you can do things like that. Oh, it's just saves you so much time. So get a console. And the other thing is put a photo mode in so you can jump around and you can take really cool photos that you wouldn't otherwise get, so you can get really down deep. I mean, there's no way for me to get the player into the map like this. Don't worry about the lights. Look, it's like disco Clomper. Oh yeah. I can't hear the music, but I'm going to assume it's subtle, chill jazz. There we go. There's disco Clomper, and I'll fix that. It's just the camera. It's just a camera setting. So yes, so those are the two things I think you add. But I think I was having a problem where stuff broke, and yet this station was still on. So I'm going to put the UI on here. I think so everything is working. All the numbers are moving around nicely. That's all good. We haven't tested the lift yet, so we should probably do that. Down you go. That looks like it's working. Its potential is fine. It's got 140 available, and it's consuming. It's got maximum of 20. Lovely. That's working. Let's have a look outside in the periscope. This should be working. I hope this one's working, because that's a pain in the bum to fix. Right, that seems to be working. There's looking at your big old back. This is like rude then. And lovely. So that seems to be working. And there's, oh, let's turn the tea boiler on. Tea boiler is working. Fantastic. As long as you can brew tea, game works as far as I'm concerned. Can't move. Everything's broken. You can brew tea. It's all good. And for that, you get a cookie, the AIA. Well, that's very nice of you, Manisha. Where's my cookie? When do I get a cookie? I'm not jealous. I won't have it. Over on YouTube, I need text input first, but a console would be awesome. Ah, yes. Any kind of text input. I mean, even if you were just sort of made yourself a little control here in Unity that you can just punch text things in, then yes, I've just realised, Lewis, you've made your own AIM engine, haven't you? So that would be why you would struggle to put a console in. Suddenly a lot more work. Yeah, well, that's fair. Titan, console is indeed a lovely idea, but I'm always too lazy to add one. This is why some people bootstrap their own projects. So they'll have like a blank project that just has the bare bones of stuff in it, and a console, maybe the most basic start, save, load menu system, and an escape menu. They're just like those basic things is where they start from. I don't do that because I've only been working on one project for 5.5 years. It's going to be 6 this summer. I should really get a demo out. Right, so that seems to be working, but I need to know what happens when things go bang. So let's make something go bang. Let's do that by reducing. Oh, that's quite interesting. That was what I think you might have missed that if you didn't spot that. Okay, so if I turn this down. Well, ooh, that's curious. Is this fighting over the amount of steam that it needs? Might be. Oh, let's see if I can. Oh, I think machines are fighting over steam. Oh, has that gone down? Right. Well, that's quite interesting. The order in which they serve steam means that this one can't actually work because this one is using all of the steam, I think. Oh, that's because I've got it set to half, so it wasn't actually being fed enough. Interesting. Huh. No, that does actually make sense. If you don't open up the valve, it won't get enough steam. That's why it was steam. That was why it was fighting, because the valve was half open. Yeah. One must be careful. Anyway, I'm looking into blowing up boilers. I've got to keep stopping and checking those sorts of things because I have changed all of this recently. Let's actually set all the boilers to maximum. Let's get them all shaking and heating up. I can actually set the heat to maximum as well. That'll make them go bang faster. Heat 100, is it? Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the orange glow when things get particularly hot. Lewis says, I have seen someone has an open source chat box in Monogame. I just need time to see what I can take from that, to be honest. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah. Prioritise as and when, obviously. Jimmy says, you get a cookie when everything works. Oh my God, at the end of the universe. Well, that's a bit harsh. You'll split your cookie with me, AIE. Really? If, like, we were sitting in a pub together, you'd split a cookie with me? Well, that's lovely. I wouldn't. I'd eat the whole thing. But Manisha, oh, Clomper's looking stunning. Thank you so much. I think you've probably been watching devlogs from way back when. From way back when it didn't look remotely like this, I think. I'm joking, of course, AIA. I would share a cookie with you. Probably. I would. What's a cookie between friends? Especially when it's mine. Now, we do have a problem here. Notably, these here boilers have all gone bang. That one's gone bang. That one's gone bang. That one's gone bang. That one's gone bang. But the output is still 100. This is a bug. The output should not be, it should not be putting out 100. It should be off. And it should not be spitting out steam because there's no one in there. It's empty. They're all out here. Look. All right, lads. All right, madam. How are we doing? They all need names, don't they? They need a thing where you hover over them long enough and they've got a name. This one might be called Manisha. This one Lee, Lewis over there. We'll have to have a Peter. Spelt the Dutch way, naturally. I think this is going to happen. I'm going to have to name everyone after YouTubers and streamers. This one's going to be called Jern. Come and have a sit down, mate. Go on. You're having a hard time at the moment. You have a sit down. Yeah, so that's going to happen. It's completely unnecessary. It's not going to get me closer to the demo, but it will be really funny to see loads of random names. And it'll be a name list that you'll have on your PC, so you'll be able to edit it. Manisha, I'm glad you find it funny and not slightly weird. Pizza says, I made a little zip file of all the things that I made that I use in all my projects. It's a great idea. So really, the only reason I don't have a console is because past me didn't make it. Meaning it's not my fault. That's a great reason, Pizza. Yeah. Past you. Terrible villain. The worst. Right, so when this has gone bang, it's not updating the Steam algorithm, which is a problem. But hang on a minute, if I make something else go bang, so if I select one of my others, this is another thing that I think is very, very cool. If I've made little buttons in the UI, this is not particularly hardcore, but it's saved a lot of my life. So if I select the grinder over here, come back into the scene, I'm going to select the grinder, press F to zoom in and come out here. Here's the grinder. Unfortunately named, but I like to think I thought of it first. Look at the lights on this camera. I think that's a Unity bug that's known, but it's fine. So if I select the grinder, I've got a health component here which has its own special editor which allows me to damage it. Now I think what's going to happen is when this grinder goes bang, then the Steam algorithm will run and it will go, oh, this is broken. Oh dear. Fine. Okay. If you're broken, there's no steam coming out of you, and then it will suddenly stop. So let's see what happens when I do this. So I'm going to just put myself in front of the boilers, and now I'm going to break the using a button. Normally you have to drive into things to break stuff, but this is a bit easier. So I'm going to damage it here, and now that's broken that one. And now the Steam algorithm, see, it's outputting 0. So these stations trigger the Steam algorithm when they break, but the boilers do not. Don't know what it is that I've done. Oh, hello, Zach. I guess I am the rapid disassembler. Hello, Zach. I think you'll probably know everyone that's in the chat in Twitch, in all fairness. It's lovely to see you. It's like somehow I've put a gang back together or something. It's quite strange. All we need is Danny to pop in, and it'll just be like 4 years ago. Right, so super. So there's clearly some code that I've just removed unreasonably. And oh yes, and I'm just going to change my, just in case something happens, because you never know, I might have to rush away at any time. And if I edit this one, so it's not when it's a broken station. The stations work, so the grinder, the mat, if they break, they'll be fine. It's a broken boiler that needs to happen. So let's pop back into the boiler. I'm not surprised about this bug, by the way, because this is central to stuff that I know that I broke. So we have two kinds of steam thingies. We've got consumers and producers. And of course, I'm talking about the steam coming out of pipes, not the steam networking. Within my code, I call everything that's to do with the Steam API steam networking. Everything starts steam networking. There's not a lot of it. And then everything that is steam within the Clomper is steam and steam pressure. So, okay. So this one here must be doing something. This is the consumer. So when this one breaks, is this doing it? No, this is all just, that's good. That's good. This is fine. This is all steam algorithm. See, there's the majority of the steam algorithm that took me 2 weeks to get right. God. And then this is the bit that took me like a week and a half to get right. Anyway, so that's not doing it in there. Okay, so the boiler, what station health is the thing that damages and does damaging and stuff. So on a damage, station breaks server. Okay. So I've put server on the end because back in the day I always put server on the end of things. Oh, I do have a server and a client. Okay, fair enough, they are separate. So this is a break thing. Now I wonder if boiler has its own break. So that has its own break server. Why isn't this working? Weird. Okay, so what else does this do? So it breaks the server. Okay, what does a normal station one do? So what's everything else doing? Everything else, well, it's break server, break server, break server, break server. Clear steam pressure. Well, okay. That's the thing that's different then. Over on the chat, anyway, can you be the cool one? It's your only way, mate. You don't have any choice. You are just the cool one. You in a band, you'd probably play bass. I'm sorry. That's how it is. You're the McCartney. As if we're the Beatles. What are you using for networking? Is it still NGO? It is. It is AI. Imagine that. I've gone a year and a half. I've not changed it. I mean, there are so many others to try, right? But yes, I'm using NGO, and then I'm using Steamworks.net, I think, is the thinnest layer around the Steam API, which kind of suited me. But there are better ones, I think. They're more fully featured. And the reason I went with a simple one is because I just needed to do just the networking. I didn't need things like achievements just yet. I didn't need like the chat integration just yet. I'll get there, but I didn't need it like for now. So yeah, that's why I'm using NGO's pretty solid as well. I haven't found any of the weird network caching issues, and the lag is pretty good too. So stations like the grinder, this gets called when it breaks, and therefore it says, right, so clear my steam pressure and then break the client. So the reason it calls one on the client is so this is happening on the server. All the algorithm stuff happens on the server, and then all of the clients break this way. And I think in this case, yes, it's a virtual, so they get overridden and they play animations. So that's where you see the animation work. So this is the bit that it's not doing on the boiler because it doesn't have one. So it's okay. So So it's just setting that to false, which is, it's not great, is it? That's not, that's not enough. So it's doing lots of cool stuff. You know, it's braking, it's throwing the sprites out. I mean, that's all working. It's just, it's got to be better. I mean, clear steam pressure is not doing anything. So maybe this isn't nonsense, or I don't know, because that's used by the algorithm. That is a different thing. That is not for this. This is for when it breaks. This has got to be new thing. All that other stuff is used for something else. So I'm on joint brake, easy tiger, station brake. I'm not going to put on in front of it because this is not an event. Oh, so when it brakes, actually it's the handle. We actually need to make sure but why? Now I'm getting confused. Why is this not kicking off? This should kick off the steam algorithm, surely. This should make that happen. Let's have a look at the steam algorithm. The problem is, I could look back through the code and try and work out at what point this changed. But I'm on about 5 iterations in about 6 weeks, in 3 weeks. So I won't remember what I did 3 weeks ago. But what I can do is, that's not where it happens. Or is it? Oh, no, so actually it is where it happens. Steam pressure algorithm. So here it will have, oh no, that's it. That's the one I want. It will have an on complete. On steam update completed. Oh, steam updated. That's the one. So it is a client. Yep, so update steam pressure. So this, I need to find out all the places where this event is called on update steam pressure. That's the action on steam updated. Oh, come on, show me where the references are in your own time. Final references. Shift F12. Right, we're going to go through these and see if we can find one that's in the wrong place. What's going on in the chat? Steamworks.net works great. Yes, I agree, Zach. Yeah, it works brilliantly for me. Using the same one? I think we've had this conversation. Yeah, it's great. That's a lovely gift there, AI. Over on YouTube, Pizza says, I don't know what I did to my Wi-Fi today, but it can't even handle your 720p stream. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It's probably better if my face is blurred, though. It's a good look for me. If I just sort of have a face that's a bit more, fewer features. I look a lot younger if my face is blurred. And, you know, if you had, say, if you were glasses wearer like me and they're sort of fuzzed up because of steam, I look so much better through glasses like that. Trust me. It's a nicer view. Cool. So, all of these places are places that need... Well, don't go... Nobody told you you were allowed to go in there. There we go. Let's kill this off. I'm not attached, am I? No, good. So, all of these places are places where... Oh, you're not going to start this nonsense. Have you changed how this works? What? I don't want to see the class. I know what it is. Right, so the boiler debug UI gets updated. Fine. That updated. Oh, this is not Steam. No, we want to see all the places where it's called, where it says, go and update yourself. That's what we want to see. We want to see the bit where it actually kicks it off. Alright, so when it breaks, we're looking at boiler again. We want the steam pressure algorithm. Let's open it up properly. And on steam updated. No. Oh wait, no, it's probably just called update, because that would be update steam pressure. I couldn't call this update because that would confuse Unity a bit. So pipe health, station health, Clomper health, fine. Clomper health. So if the Clomper takes damage, but not if they blow up. If they blow up just because you're being silly. Steam handle. So if you change the steam handle, fine. Maybe that's the bit. No, I don't want to mess with it there. That's not a good place. What else we got going on? Let's open this one up. What was that? Clomper health, fine. Okay. Steam handle server, fine. Don't care. Pipe collections, that's used for creation of pipes. Steam pressure algorithm. Should you be calling yourself? Oh, on network spawn. Yes, you should. That's fine. That's fine. I was a bit suspicious. Why are you changing the context of this? Stop it, stop it. I want to see my algorithm. There it is. Don't want that. Where's update steam pressure references? Why didn't it just pin the references? Code lens is being weird. Oh, is this a tab group thing? It's a tab group thing. Fine. Okay. Steam pressure. Switch handle. Switch handle. Right. My layout's gone really weird. Let me reset them. Oh, no, cancel that. Not that. Certainly not this layout. Restore club. Reset window layout. Yes. Lovely. Oh, is that the default window layout? Ugh. Properties. Never use them. Goodbye. Minimize that. No one cares. Right. So somewhere I need to update this. I need to tell it if it goes bang, you've got to update the steam pressure. But I don't want to do it loads of times because I don't want to kick the algorithm off every time. That would be very silly. So now this is... I'm not having a lot of luck with Windows this evening. Right. Valve handle, that's when you change them. UI command, fine. And the serializer, that's for load save. So pipe collection, no, you don't care about that there. Steam handle, I do wonder whether I just set the steam to just set the steam. Boilers, set steam. What's this doing? Boiler command. Ugh, no, not in there. That's my console. So I think I just want to set it when it goes bang. That's probably the right thing to do. Set steam, more steam, less steam, break. Yeah, but this is if it breaks, the handle's broken, then it don't do nothing. It should do more work. What's this? Where's this? All of this stuff in here. I don't really want to call that if I'm already on the server though. Don't like that. Don't know. Any thoughts on pro wrestling? What, you and me, AI? I think we'd make a fantastic team. I think it's lovely entertainment. It's not really my sort of thing, but I do appreciate athletes that throw themselves around, and I totally understand the entertainment and the drama around it. That's all good. Pete says, I'm far too tired to keep watching. Oh, good night, Pizza. Going to take a nap or read. Probably not, though. My eyes are also pretty tired. Well, thank you so much for coming, Peter. It's lovely to see you. Peter has been commenting on my videos for about forever, so it's lovely to have you here live. I promise I'll try and get earlier next time. Yeah, pro wrestling. I'll watch it. I think it's one of those things you have to be there. I think you get more out of it if you're there. PR response. It's not. It's just that it's like football, as in soccer, right? It's like I've been to football, as in soccer matches, and I stand there, and yeah, it's quite fun. And everyone, you have to be in the stadium, right? You can't, if you watch it on telly, it's just it's 22 millionaires pushing a sphere around a pitch. I mean, it's all right, but I'd much rather watch something like Rocket League, where there's a thing that I can appreciate the skill of. I was never very good at football, as in soccer. I was never... In fact, I think I'd probably enjoy watching American football, even though it is just rugby where you stop every 30 seconds. I think I'd probably enjoy watching that more than soccer. I even know the rules, imagine that. I'm one of the few British people that do, so they'll deport me. Don't tell anyone. They find out. Right, okay. So this needs to get, this is not good. This is a server RPC. This should be called from the client. It should not be, yeah. But then this is all these weird methods like no steam, switch off the boilers, no steam. But they don't actually make the algorithm go. And that's weird. So that's going to set the thing. The thing's going to move. The stuff's going to happen, but there's no. But only if you. What? Why have I done this? What have I done here? So the boiler command's fine because that is just mere nonsense. I bet in here it calls the steam algorithm right at the end. Well, okay, fine. Then it does that. Okay. So, but what? So, but I'm flummoxed. I'm flummoxed by my own code here because that's quite weird. All of these should really see, but it's not. There's nowhere else where the steam handle could be called. There's nowhere else in here. Brake. That's what it should be. Steam index value. Yeah, fine. It should be fine. So, but it should be in there, and it should be in here. Did I take these out? I mean, that's fine. More steam. Then it calls the set steam on the server, and it goes, right, lovely. And then no steam. This is only on the server. That's only on the server. Less steam. There we go. That should fix it. That should fix it. What is an algorithm? When you string enough maths together, it doesn't become an algorithm. It's interesting. What is an algorithm? I would say it was a series of mathematical steps. So which is just string mathematics together, AIA. It is absolutely that. It can be stochastic or deterministic. Deterministic being repeatable, usually logical sequences, and stochastic being a process that has a probabilistic element and often not repeatable within bounds. Now I sound like I'm doing my PhD again. Righty, okay, now this time I'm going to make them all go really hot, and I'm going to make them go bang, and let's turn on this Steam UI as well, and let's have them all go bang. Boiler 10, and I'm also going to make the heat go to 100. That way we don't have to wait so long. And let's start going kaboom. And this time, I'm expecting the machines to switch off. Once it runs out of steam, once they've all gone bang, there won't be any steam in the system. And the machine should switch off. Bang, there goes another one. I've used the word should quite a lot. I think there's one. Oh, there's the last one. Yes! And the steam's the machines on the right hand side have switched themselves off because there's no more steam in the system. Now everything should start calming down. We'll just wait a moment, see if that happens. Yeah, so it seems to be working. I've actually managed to fix a few things this evening, which is delightful. Yeah, I'm quite pleased myself. Okay, I'm going to save up in a moment. Let's cool. All of this should be cooling down. Already you can see that the colours are cooling down a little bit in here. So we've now come down. 7 is where the colours really should get sort of back to normal. But the heat's coming down on all of these boilers. I'm not expecting them to be different, but sometimes I'm clicking around inside Unity and I change a value and it means that one of the prefabs is different to all the others. But that seems to be all working. Why is that one cut? Oh, it was just that one was later to go bang. Lovely. So, all right. How's it going? You want to live up this end, right? Let's give him a chuck. See if I can get him into a seat from here. Nope. Oh, not quite in the seat, but close enough. Oh, because he touched the collider, he's just going to sit there at the base of the seat, aren't he? So you sit there looking around. You're not going to jump. You can sit down in there. You go. You've earned it. You've earned it, and you can have a sit down as well. Look at you, couple of old men sitting in your seat, looking around, waiting for the tea to boil. There's no steam. It won't boil. It's a fool's errand. We need to... Zach, thank you. Yes, oh, you're quite right. We do need Clomper Twitch emotes, and that is a lovely one you've got there, AIA. Yes, they're coming. I only became affiliate a few days ago, and this is the first time that I've managed to sit down at the old PC and do anything of use. So next time, before I go streaming, I will pop them on there, because I get a few free ones now that I'm an affiliate. So yes, I'll use some of the ones from Discord. I might make a couple of new ones, like something that's animated, maybe one of the fire sprites blinking as an animated GIF. Needs a little bit of effort, because I need to have them on against a green screen, which is pretty easy to do. I'm the corporate shill now. In a list of people that you could possibly say is a corporate shill, I don't think I'm towards the top of that. Oh dear. Oh, I can't type. It's getting late. Okay. Why has that changed? Sometimes things change and it's not immediately obvious why that has changed, but fine. Okay. Come here. We're now boilers blowing up cause the steam algorithm to run. Algo to run 4801. God, this has been really good. So much is now fixed. I was expecting it to be much worse. Much worse. Where's the steam? Oh, there it is. Run algo after a broken boiler. Job done. And now I've got a boring task of working out how much steam everything should have, which is fine. I'll get onto that eventually. So, are there any other bits in here that are worth just testing this evening? Possibly not. How are we doing for time? Oh, righty. Okay. So, those are the main bits I wanted to test this evening. Zach, I feel it nice. I need to stream more and get that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I haven't planned for it, Zach. I really haven't. I got an email and it went, "You're an affiliate now." I went, "Oh, that's nice. That's lovely." I mean, I'm delighted, obviously, but it's the same point. It's not, I'm here for the bants. Listen to me in my modern lingo. Yeah, I'm here for the banter. More than anything else. So, I think the best thing to do is for me to jump onto my just chatting screen, which I've not at all nicked the idea from Irish John, although mine's a little bit busy. So, that's me playing the game badly. I think that might actually be a little bit old, looking up at that. Also, I probably need to change my chat side, because it's a bit weird me looking over on that side. So next time I'll put the chat over on there. Doesn't make much difference to me. I've got so many monitors up here. So yeah, thank you so much for coming along. I'm gonna knock it on the head there. It's been lovely to have so many new peeps in that I've been talking to for ages. Got loads of bits done this evening. We've got a few little bugs fixed and loads tested. I mean, I've got a massive list of things to test, and I've ticked loads of them off. But I'll probably do a proper full-on regression test next time I stream, see what other bugs I can find. Things like boilers not shaking. Not earth-shattering, but just, needs to get fixed. So now I need to work out how to raid someone and find out who is on that I'd like to raid. Raid. There we go. Now press that button. Ooh. Now, people I'm following. Let's find. Oh, Mexico. God, there is a slight side effect to this, and that's that the reason I'm streaming a lot at the moment is because there are other people that I normally sit and watch while I'm coding that aren't streaming. So that's why, because they've not been about, I've been streaming. So that's good. So let's try and pick a dev. Hypnotable. Let's try and find a dev. Search filter. Let's do game dev. Let's see if I can find another game dev. Dave. Unless anyone in chat has got anyone that they know that's particularly awesome. Because I think mine are, the UIs from the Raid browser is straight from the 1990s. It really is. Especially all the people that I usually watch are in my chat at the moment. Oh my goodness. Come on. That's a really strange thing to complain about. Let's go to Settlix because they're awesome, frankly. So we're going to be raiding in. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. So yeah, have fun. Needs MIDI music, marquees, animated GIFs. Yes, yeah, absolutely, the whole lot. AIA. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along, and I'll see you on the next stream. Right, let's see if this raiding thing works. I'm not convinced it will. Here we go. Thank you all.